traders, Raghee here, and in this update we're going to discuss the transports, the importance or maybe lack of importance that it has in the Dow, which is organizing, really attempting to get more traction to the upside, and whether or not the transports are going to catch up to what's happening more broadly in the Dow Industrial Average. Now, before we get there, we're going to talk a little bit about the Dow. What is it? Now, if we were to ask this question back in let's go back to 1920. Let's go back 100 years to the Dow's holdings in 1920. American Can Company, American Car and Foundry Company, American Locomotive, American Smelting and Refining, the American Sugar Refining Company, the American Telephone and Telegraph Company, Anaconda Copper Mining Company, and the list goes on and on. We've got locomotives, leather, GE, BF Goodrich. We've got Texas Company, Rubber, United States Rubber Company, United States Steel Corporation, Utah Copper, Western Union, and Westinghouse Electric. Now keep Westinghouse Electric in mind for a moment. And maybe even American Telegraph and Telephone and Telegraph Company. Where is the tech in the Dow? I mean, that's as techy as it gets, right? We're talking copper and steel and sugar and rubber and trains and cars and cans, right? For the most part. Where is the tech? Well, you fast forward to today. All right, let's talk about the Dow today. And I'm not talking a comprehensive list, but if we go to 2020, 3M, Apple, Boeing, Chevron, Cisco, Goldman Sachs, Intel, IBM, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, McDonald's, Merck, Microsoft. All of us, I haven't even gone through the whole list, but all of a sudden you realize this is a very different Dow. This is a Dow dominated by the kinds of names that are in XLF and XLK. Financials and healthcare. Sorry, financials and tech, with a little bit of healthcare, with a little bit of XLV with Pfizer, right? With Merck. But this is a very different Dow. So that's where the disconnect comes. I think a lot of traders, when they look at the tenets of Dow theory and realize, oh, transports lead the Dow Industrial, you'll notice that's not the case. In fact, the transports are going in an absolute opposite direction as this, there's a shallow downtrend as the Dow Industrials have a shallow uptrend. They don't move together anymore. It's not that the tenet is necessarily wrong. We could just replace transports with financials and tech. It's the composition of the Dow that has changed. Now, having said that, I think the IYT could play catch up to the Dow. In fact, I think we're seeing a lot of underperforming corners of the market suddenly getting a little bit more attention because traders and investors don't want to have to buy at the high of the NASDAQ or the high of the S&P or the high of any one of these heavily weighted sectors within these indices. And all of a sudden, the Dow might look a whole lot more interesting. Or maybe energy or the IYT. I think the IYT is further along and ready for a move higher, more so than energy. So we're going to talk about the IYT here. So I've got 4 blue grab candles setting up. We're trading inside the 34 EMA wave. We're sitting upon the first of the year volume weighted average price support. We're above the 200 propulsion, and we have yellow JT multi, which tells us we've transitioned out of the red, which is a downtrend, into the yellow, which is no trend. And we have a 1, 2, 3 that's taken just a little bit too long to form, and often a very common byproduct is that 1, 2, 3 just never really convincingly takes out the swing high and then goes into this momentum compressed environment that we're in right now. And that's what's setting up the breakout of the momentum. Now, if the 1, 2, 3 has broken out, that means we've traded higher through 259.13. And we have not done that yet. So 259.13 to break out, that would be a swing high break. But that's not really the pattern we're focused on. The pattern we're focused on now is the highest high and the lowest low in this area here. And if you cut this range in half and choose the lower versus the upper half of the range, you can basically look at calls that you will enter as the market gets to the lower half of this range. That's why I like to really front run a potential breakout. I'll know the breakout is looking more realistic as the grab candles go green, as we take out the swing highs, and as the markets overall, the tide rises and lifts this sizable boat called transports up with it. But I think transports are ready to go because the overall markets are also going. And as we hit higher highs in some of these indices and sectors, we could see participation in some of the lagging corners of the market, this being one of them that's really primed with a nice setup now, not just a narrative, but an actual setup for that break. So I hope that helps. Again, know why there's a disconnect, know why the IYT is not a harbinger of where the Dow is going to go. In fact, they look opposite. The Dow probably could get the IYT to move higher because we're seeing so much strength in the main components of the Dow at the moment, and the IYT just might join the party. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.